remember, because what if we can ascend our vibration into a higher state of consciousness back to who we naturally are, which is this high vibe state that is not confined by time and space, that is not confined by different levels of physicality, but for a certain period of time we'll play these little avatars in this game of life, and these avatars will embody a physical structure that will interpret reality through 5 senses, but in actuality, we'll just have that for a certain period of time, for certain learning lessons. Now, what if the story that I just told you is closer to truth than it is fiction? What if the story I just told you is the true nature of who we really are? What if we are unconditional love and bliss, simply dreaming that this is who we are, because there is certain lessons we can learn when we are in time and space, when things are slowed down. And right now what we are doing is becoming more in remembrance to who and what we are. Remembering who we are, reconnecting to this. That's why it's hard to say sometimes that life is an actual school, because how can life be a school when these are things we've already known? That's why it's about remembering versus learning new. So this is where we are right now. And what I'm about to share with you are going to be these 3 things that your higher self knows that maybe hasn't told you yet because maybe you weren't ready to hear it. But of course the information is always there. The first thing your higher self knows but hasn't told you is that right now there is a powerful transformation happening on the planet. Now, what originally happened, part of that story, is there's these different reality systems that we've created from a higher level of source consciousness. Earth is one of those. Now what happened is we created this Earth reality, but then what happened is there was this potential for things to go a little bit more negative. So certain things happen. Maybe there was a certain level of control. Maybe there's a certain level of going on in a little bit of a different course with Earth. And what happened is many of us that are here right now, we're in these higher dimensions. We were chilling. There was like this call that went out about Earth. It was like, oh, there's some stuff going on Earth. Can you come back to Earth and help? Because there's some stuff going on where we want to raise the vibration of the planet. We want to go back and upgrade the game system. And because things were going, there's a little bit more control. Because the thing is when it comes to these different reality systems, there are certain rules. And one of those rules is free will. So it's not like from the higher dimensions we can just come out of the sky with some type of powerful instrument and be like, I shall change the destiny of this planet. It doesn't really work like that, because the way this reality system works is we kind of have to let it go with its free will. So because there's been certain control, there could be certain levels of control from other souls that came in, and the certain levels of control could be to kind of manipulate the way the society is going, the direction that it's going. And there was this call that was sent out. This call that was sent out was come to Earth and help, because we want to go through this transformation on the planet. And out of love, many of us decided to come here because maybe we've been here before. Maybe we incarnated thousands of years ago. We had an experience here. We're like, this place is pretty cool. It's beautiful. There's so much diversity. Earth is like the melting pot of the universe. So much diversity, so much different type of plants and animals and humans and all these different things. So we decided to come here. Now the reason we came here is because the only way we could influence this reality is from the inside out. So we had to incarnate into the system to actually change it. So for some of us, this is a little bit of a shock, because we come here and there's this potential of forgetting who we are. But if you're listening to this video right now, then my guess is that it is time that you either know this, or maybe you already do know this. But there's a transformation that's happening on the planet. There was a call that was put out, and you heard the call. And you decided and you said, I'm going to go to Earth. It's going to be challenging, especially probably for the first 20 years of my life. And I'm going to come here, I'm going to incarnate into the system, I'm going to be here, and I'm going to make powerful change. I'm going to remember who I am so that I can help change the destiny of the planet, because there's a transformation that's happening. And this transformation that's happening right now is a waking up of sorts. It is a waking up of this illusion of the game of this more negative, lower vibrational states of consciousness. And what we're doing is we're becoming more aware of who we are, dropping the lower vibrational states and then raising our vibration. And as we go through this, as a planet and as Gaia herself, you could say the planet, just like there's cells in our body that make up who we are all cells on the planet of Gaia. We are all individually adding to this energy and helping the transformation of the planet. And here we all are, going through this experience right now, and there is such a demand to be here on Earth. If you were to look around and you'd say, hey, there's over 7 billion people here right now, there's more than ever before, why is this? Well, it could be because this is the place to be. Because right now, there is a raising of vibration that is happening on the planet. And because there's this raising of vibration, we have the potential to then learn so much so fast because of that. And that is what we are going through right now, is this transformation that is on the planet. How that will turn out, I don't know. But I do know that things now feel so much different than they did just a couple months ago, even just a couple months ago, but even a couple years ago, totally different. Time is going by faster. Things are speeding up. I think literally this is what's happening, and if you are here right now, you are part of that transformation. You are part of that change. So this transformation is happening right now on the planet. And your higher self knew that. That's why you decided to come here. You just may not consciously know it. Now, the second thing that your higher self knew, but may not have told you, is understanding that you are an immortal spiritual being living a temporary human experience. Something that once you're ready to know, you will know. But in higher states of consciousness, you exist right now, and life is a form of dream. It is just a lucid dream, but it only becomes lucid when you become aware that it is a dream. You ever been in a dream, then you know that you're in a dream, you're like, oh, I can do some cool stuff right now, I'm gonna go fly or do whatever it is. In the dream of life on Earth, we right now are asleep in the higher dimensions, projecting ourselves here as if this is who we are. But in actuality, we exist far beyond that of just this physical ego structure. You can think of these in a way as our avatar in this life experience. You can't really put our whole entire soul inside this body, but we'll pretend that this is who we are, because this is the structure that I'm going to use, and this is how I'm going to speak, and my name is Aaron Dowdy, and I make YouTube videos, and this is who I am. But that's just an avatar. At a greater level, we are immortal spiritual beings living a temporary human experience. And your higher self wants you to know that, because when you know that, you can kind of relax. Because reality is meant to be a form of game. And in this game, there's meant to be more flexibility. It's meant to be more fun. And when you start to become aware of it, you can then direct it in the way that you want. But if you're unaware of it, you're just on the autopilot mind, and things just continue to play themselves out over and over and over again. So this is about being aware of that. You could say it's a game, you could say it's a dream, whatever you want. A game makes it more fun, a dream makes it more flexible. But in general, what we think of as physical reality is what we are interpreting through our five senses. It's the experience that is real, but the actual reality of it is this is a form of illusion. The experience is real, but it is a form of illusion. And understand, the only thing that is real is that you are unconditional love and bliss. That's why when you feel thoughts in alignment with it, you feel so good, because that is who you naturally are. That's why when you feel the opposite of it, you feel bad, because you are thinking thoughts that are out of alignment with who you really are. You are unconditional love and bliss, and it is time that you start to remember that. And your higher self wants you to know that. Now, the third thing that your higher self wants you to know that maybe you're not aware of is that when you go to bed at night, you are awake in these higher states of consciousness. You may not remember it when you wake up in the morning. Maybe you're like, oh, I got some type of dream. Here I was in my dream, and I was in this school classroom. And in the school classroom, I was seeing this old friend, and they were saying this to me, and we were having this conversation. So random. I don't even talk to that person anymore. Some random dream that you had. Well, maybe that's just a symbolic representation of something else